All right. Welcome back to the Homestead. Today we're going to talk about some, I don't know, no one else is talking about this. All these years, you know, most people that I know in the homesteading and the off-grid thing, you know, they've been posting videos now for some time, 4, 5, 6 years. And I have seen no one, not one person talk about this. And this is a huge part of your security and your self-reliance, I guess you'd say. I mean, it's not really, you know, you can't self-sustain it, but it is part of, you know, it's, I don't know, it's kind of important. One thing I want to talk about today is fuel, right? A lot of you guys, you need fuel around your homestead. Now, I've switched from the horse and buggy. I'm gonna sit you guys down right here. I drove the horse and the buggy. I did that for like 5 years, so I'm well versed on it. So if for some reason I can't get gas, unlike you, I know how to drive the horse and the buggy, right? And I have a buggy right there. I have a buggy horse right there. I got all my equipment. I'm ready to hit the road. So nothing can stop me, right? So while the system is working, my thought process is I will voluntarily use it when I need to use it, okay? Now I'm gonna take these tanks back 2 years when I had them installed, okay? The new administration was coming in. The new administration was talking about choking off the gas. They're all into this green stuff so they can control you. I'm telling you, that's all that it is. Keep following my videos. And I was getting kind of nervous about it, especially since I've been lullabied back into, you know, using things with gas in it. Because when I first got out here to our off-grid place, I sold everything that had gas. Everything. And we were down to 1 car. And, you know, it's been 13 years and we've been saving our money, and I'm getting a little bit older and I don't have a team of kids. So I decided to start implementing 3 years ago some of the gas hydro stuff, right? The hydraulics, because it lifts heavy stuff and it helps me out, right? Because I'm just one guy here. So I started, you know, getting myself a little skid steer and, you know, got a truck because I like the firewood. If you guys noticed, firewood, I like it. And I had to have equipment to deliver it and to work with it, and especially on a scale where I'm going to provide it for folks, right? So then I thought about all this stuff going on as the last administration was going out. This administration's coming in. So I started investigating, you know, like how could I get some gas here on the property, right? Because I'm going to need gas. And what if there's long gas lines? You know, I'm old enough to remember old Jimmy Carter and waiting in line for the gas and all that stuff, right? And rationing and stuff. So I started kind of doing my homework, and I came across a little thing where I was going to build a little trailer, right? You guys remember that video? I built a little trailer and I put a gas container on it, and then I was going to go into town and I was going to fill it up, and then I was going to trailer it back here, and then I was going to use it until it was gone, right? And you know, that wasn't too bad, right? But I still had to go into town and I still had to go to the actual gas station. And so I kept thinking, and then I thought, man, what are these farmers doing for the gas? And then it hit me. It hit me like a tidal wave. So what I did then was I called up and I looked around and I tried to find out, and I did my homework. That's what you guys got to do. But you're lucky you got Uncle Doug, right? Because I tell you all this stuff and it saves you all the time and the effort. You could just plop right in and get her done. So I called my local like oil and lube guy, right? Like every little small town and farm town and rural area and even in the city, they have these oil like and lube guys, right? Where they actually sell gas direct to businesses, and they sell them their oil that they need for their machines. Don't look at that building there. Maybe you can watch Sadie in the background there. And they sell them the oil for their machines and stuff, right? And so I called up our local one and I was like, yeah, I want to try to get me some gas tanks on the farm, you know. I don't know why anybody, all these years of homesteading, none of y'all guys have ever talked about having gas on the homestead, and all y'all are using these implements. So anyway, so I says, you know, how's this all work? You know, because I got no idea, right? But I'm asking questions and I'm making the call and I'm being proactive, right? Not reactive. So I call her up and you know, hey, how's this work? And she says, yeah, you can get some tanks. We don't have any tanks right now. We give them to you if you buy the gas from us, but you got to buy X amount of gallons or whatever times a year. And I said, I think I can do that. And she put me on the list, right? And this is before the administration changed over. And so, man, I was getting kind of nervous a couple months before the administration changed over. I was calling up, hey, what's going on with the tanks? What's going on with the tanks? Honest to goodness, the day they swore in, right? Tanks dropped, filled up. There's 1,000 gallons here. It's 500 each one. Filled them up both wholesale. I'm buying gas wholesale. You guys get that? I don't know if I mentioned that part. Buying gas wholesale. So they fill up the tanks, and then first thing old Biden does when he gets in is he shuts down the oil production. Closes down the pipelines. You guys know all that stuff, right? You didn't forget already, did you? Well, that's what he did. So I'm sitting pretty with 1,000 gallons of gas, and you know, it takes me a while to go through it. I probably bought 2 tanks, right? 2 fill-ups, maybe 1 actually. 1 fill-up. All this stuff was going on, and you guys were paying $5, almost $6 for the unleaded, right? And diesel was really expensive, but I had paid wholesale, right? And I was kind of working through that gas. And now that you guys were all over social media complaining about it, right? And because we can't drill, you know, for oil here in America, we have to go beg other people to do it for us because it makes us feel better. Nevertheless, so the prices have come down, and now I'm ordering another tank, right? So I've missed that whole price hike. Okay, so that's one super advantage of this type of setup, right? So if you guys are homesteading, you're living off grid, I mean, come on, you guys know if you run solar power, you're gonna have that generator on, right? Behind every good solar power is a great generator, right? So you're gonna need the gas. So you guys better start doing your homework is what I'm suggesting, and look into getting you some bulk tanks on the property, right? Now I told my friends about this, and they were like, oh my gosh, that's a great idea. And they're having some trouble, you know, rounding up the stuff. But look around, and you can also get gravity fed tanks. I actually hooked mine up to a 12-volt battery. Here, I'll go show you the setup. It's pretty slick. Because I can't get as much gallons on the gravity fed, right? So I wanted the most gallons. I'll show you how I run these power pumps here. Brought the tanks out. They actually had different pumps on them, and I had them switch the pumps out to the 12-volt, right? 12-volt pumps, 20 gallons a minute, right? And then I just hooked that up to my battery here, positive and negative, and then I can recharge that off the generator. Or if you're a slickster and you really like the solar stuff, you could get a trickle charger, they call it. And I might get one of those things. You can get them from Harbor Freight and stuff like that. But they will trickle charge the battery, you know, while it just sits there in all this beautiful sunshine. You know, for stuff like that, solar's great. But I got videos coming. I'm a guy who lives off grid in a log cabin, and I have for the last 13 years, right? We live basically like the Amish, 100%. Except now, I'm more like a Mennonite because I got a few machines around here. But we still live with no public utilities. We live 100% off rainwater. We grow 90% of our own food. We poop in buckets. We get our own gas at our house so we don't have to stand in lines. Or, for you men out there with wives, I don't have to compromise my wife's security, right? Well, let me explain. Or our financial security, right? I'm gonna close out the video with those 2 things. And I think the guy's coming here to pump the gas right now, so that's why I had this whole video going for you. 2 things, right? 1, my wife, okay, and your wife, right, or your daughter, you know, or your sister, right? And yeah, I'm saying just the females, but some of you soy boys out there probably fall into this category. But what happens is you go to the gas station, and you hipsters, right? You go to the gas station and you're all, you know, on your phone, you know, and you're thinking about other stuff and you're not paying attention, okay? And they call that a transitional space, because you're leaving the car, which is kind of a secure area, not really, and then you're moving into another area, so they call that a transitional space, right? And what's happening is you guys are at the pump and you're not paying attention to what's going on, and these dudes are walking up on people, right? I don't know if you guys have seen this. I'll drop a clip here for you.
A teenager, a juvenile, who is got a couple of partners here, and is going to kind of button hook around this pump to get behind this guy who's not really seeing what's going on in his world. That big dude is going to walk up behind him, grab him around the neck. His partner's going to show up as well and start screaming at this guy for his keys. Third guy's going to show up and punch him a couple of times over his buddy, again demand the keys, and our victim there is then going to throw those keys away to get them.
So they're rolling up on you while you guys are at the gas station, not paying attention to your surroundings. That's why I say head on a swivel. That's what that means, right? You're always kind of watching what's going on, not in a paranoid sense, right? But in just of a self-secure sense, right? And they're rolling up on people. They're taking their wallets. They're taking their cars. you know, shaking them down right there on the spot. So that's one thing that you have to be aware of when you put yourself in these big, you know, kind of public spaces like that, okay? Now the second thing is card readers. Okay, the scammers have these card readers, and they're able to go by these gas station pumps and other public, you know, transactional places, and they're putting these little things that look like the card readers on top of. I'll try to find a clip for you.
Appreciate it. Thanks, little buddy. Actually, let me take a look at these real quick. I don't know if these are the right ones. Yeah, I don't want these ones right here, but I do want these two. So bring me up for those two. And then this pack that you grabbed, that's the wrong pack. I don't want those ones. So you can put those back for me. Thanks, sir. Now, if you were paying attention, you just saw that the guy with his hood up installed a credit card skimmer on the credit card machine. Oh, you didn't see that? All right, let's take a look again. Now, if you look at the right side of the screen, you're going to see him grab the shield that surrounds the keypad. Once he yanks that off, he's going to put it into his left pocket, as you can see right here on the left side of the screen. Yep. Now, once that shield's gone, he can easily place the skimming device over top of the original credit card machine. So once he gets that out of his pants, you're going to see him pull it out, and he's going to slip it right over top. And now it looks like a normal credit card machine, and you would never notice the difference. Now, as you just saw, with the help of Mr. Green Jacket as the distraction, it took all of 20 seconds to install that bad boy. So the point of this is they install the skimmer over top. It looks like a normal credit card machine. It functions like a normal credit card machine, except every time somebody inserts their card or swipes it, it's stealing the credit card information. So when they come back later to remove the skimming device, they can get all that card info. Now, the dumbest thing you can do after installing one of these is look directly at a camera and give that camera a really good look at your face. Mr. Green Jacket is definitely not the brightest in the group. Now, the other two, they did a pretty good job of hiding their faces from the camera. Not nearly as identifiable, and you never really get a clear, good shot of their face. So, hopefully somebody can ID these guys, because they definitely deserve to go to jail. Now, he's going to grab his water, and he's going to pass the M&Ms off to his buddy, and they're going to make their way out the door. Unfortunately, they were smart enough to park their car elsewhere. As you can see, they're walking to the business next door. I'm assuming they parked over there. So there is no license plate number, and there is no vehicle description. Now, as you see, this looks like a pretty normal credit card machine. Most people would not question it. But if you're ever skeptical, just do what my hand model does right here. He's going to grab that corner, and he's going to give a little jiggle. See it wobbling? If it's wobbling, chances are you do not want to swipe your card or insert the chip, because it's probably a skimmer. So that's the best way to find out. As you can see, it slips right on like normal. Looks like a normal credit card machine until you pull it off and look at the back and see.
And fraud each year in the U.S. When you see how well hidden the one found inside this store was, you'll understand why. It was a regular daily trip to this 7-Eleven on Medical Center Drive in McKinney for Nigel Radler.
I was just trying to get chips and a bottle of water.
She paid with a credit card as usual, but later noticed that her drink and soda cost her nearly $1,000. The 25-year-old went back to the 7-Eleven where she last used the card and found out why.
I'm like, hey, something happened with my card. Let me check the machine and see something. And I just literally lifted it up, and it was there.
She discovered a credit card skimmer that's now in the hands of McKinney police detectives. Thanks to Rattler's quick thinking, they are trying to determine who installed it and how many people were victimized.
So I think it's pretty smart of her to really sit down and think about where the compromise actually happened.
But otherwise, if you looked at it, your eye and my eye, we probably couldn't tell. And they put that on top of there, and when you put your card in to do your business, it actually steals the information and sends it over somewhere. I've seen a video clip where the guy was actually sending the stuff right over to Afghanistan or somewhere like that, right? So that's the other thing. So 2, security reasons was another reason why. And A, the price. I'm winning all day long on the price, right? So hopefully you guys found some value in this video. I am very surprised no one's ever talked about it. And if you got any questions, leave them down below. I'll do my best to answer them. And here he comes right now. I'll show you guys the process on what it looks like. Oh yeah, maybe we'll talk about the gate next time too. Pretty much the process, right? Cuts down on all the security issues, got gas here right at the house. And the other thing I want to tell you guys too is just try to show you guys our systems, and as we perfect them, right, get them a little bit better, show you the advantages to it. The other thing I'll explain to you too is on the diesel, you can get off-road diesel, farm diesel they call it, for your tractors and stuff, right? It's like that has a dye in it, and it's even less expensive, right? I don't even know why no homesteaders have talked about the less expensive gas for your homestead. So look for that. It's called farm diesel or whatever, and they put a dye in it, and you cannot use it to drive your truck on the roads, right? Because there's no tax in there, right? So there's no tax in there, so you can't do it. So I get the clear, right? And I just pay the tax, right? Up front, I'm not worried about it. And that way I can put it in my truck and put it in my farm machine and all that stuff, right? So that's just one thing I almost forgot to tell you guys about, is that you can get the farm diesel too if you're just gonna run it through your tractors. You can save even more than going to the pump, okay? That's all I got for you guys today. Again, I hope you guys find this information valuable. If you do, hit that subscribe button. We're just under the nose of 1 million subscribers. Can you believe an off-grid, homesteading channel, even talking about some truth out here, is almost going to be at 1 million subscribers? Man, what a blessing. You guys are totally awesome. We totally appreciate you guys. And we got some really cool videos on deck, right? So make sure you hit the subscribe button, thumbs up on the way out. Let me know, are you gonna go, try to implement this on your place? Leave a comment down below and let me know if you see value in it, right? If you're like, wow, I never even thought about those two things you talked about, all right? We'll see you guys on the next video. All right, have a great day. And since you guys stuck around to the end, not everybody did, so you're gonna get the information, because they always leave the slip on the pump, right? Okay, nationally, gas is pretty expensive, but around Missouri here, we're running at about $3.40 something for regular gas, and we're paying about $4.90 for diesel. Okay, so we just filled up. Here's my fancy ticket, and we paid $3.36 a gallon, right? That's pretty cheap. So if you're saving 10, 20, 30, in this case almost 40 cents a gallon, come on. And for the diesel, right, we only paid $4.30, right? All day savings, y'all. On this trip here, we got, how many gallons did we get? 225 gallons of the unleaded, 364 gallons of the diesel, right? So now you guys even got the true blue math behind it all. So you can do your math on that and see how much money you would have saved in your neck of the woods. All right, now you can leave. And make sure you hit that thumbs up if you didn't already. I earned it now.